Saira, good to see you. I heard about what happened on Half Moon Island. It's a wonder you and that mercenary made it back alive. But war, it just seems so unreal. How has it come to this? Now we not only have to fight these High Ones, but also some fanatic who thinks he knows best? If they are, then maybe we were foolish to think that the Red Madness is the only weapon at their disposal. Tell me, Saira, how is it possible that our beliefs about what's best for mankind are so different? Why are we so eager to be at each other's throats? Suffering leads to more suffering. Yes, that makes sense. You know what I find so hard to understand? Why there are so few people who actually care. So few people who feel the need to change something like you and I do. There are moments I just feel so powerless. As if we all know that if we keep going like this, we're headed for a catastrophe. But instead of changing course, we just stand by and watch. Do you know the feeling? I wish I could do that. Whenever I think about it, I find it so hard not to get angry. Take all those upper city snobs with their colorful garments and exotic perfumes. They could put all that money to such good use if only they wanted to, but no, they don't. Because they just don't give a damn about the... Sometimes I imagine going down there, grabbing one of them by the collar and dragging them down into the under... But even that probably wouldn't help. I guess we only care about the things that directly affect us. Who fights against poverty if he's never suffered from it? No, it's not. It should be what everyone does. And once again, you've had to listen to another deluge of my whining. I guess I'm just not a person for pleasantries. Sorry. Yes, that, might be the case. Saira, I have to ask you something. You said these things to me. Why? Compliments. Comments that you... I don't know how to put it.
So he knows what he's doing.
No, but I just don't think that's a good idea. I'm not made for things like that. I've never felt the need for them, and honestly, I think it's dangerous.
Where is this
At least for me.
supposed to lead?
No, never. No, it has nothing to do with that. It would just be a bad idea, that's all. Because you know a lot about me, Saira, and I appreciate our contact, which is the only reason I just told you all of this. So please, respect my wishes. Let's leave it at that for now. We've still got a lot to do. The first of Quarak's ships will reach shore soon, and we have to be prepared.
That's the prophetess, isn't it? What?
There you are. I've been looking for you for days. Do you remember me? You, helped me back in the ruin. Shh, not here. I just came to thank you. Thanks to you, I was able to pay me debts. And both me family and the farm is safe once again. As you can imagine, I don't have any money to show you my gratitude. But I thought that this might be useful to you. Take it. It's the least I can do. I should thank you. Walk blessed, and may your path always be even.
My Dame Delina, and I felt it.
Greeting. Greetings.
Walk blessed.
Yes.
Move along.
Well, that's just how he is. Always talking rot. Well, that's just how...
Verse
Always
80,
talking.
100 times.
Let's hope he knows
Sky
what he's
can rain
doing.
fire. Magisters never change. You. I don't want to be nosy, but is it true you were inside the memories of a dead Pyrean? That's incredible.
This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
That's the prophetess, isn't it? 100 times. Huh. You're the one they call the prophet, aren't you? Congratulations on passing the trial.
The prodigy, huh? Apparently we owe you for the shards of this sigil stone. I didn't think I would ever say this, but thank you.
My Dame Deluna. And I felt it. Well, here's a grand-
Yes. The fabled prodigy. I hope you can live up to what they say about you. I really do.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing. Pathlessness, wherever you look. Where is this supposed to be? The prodigy, huh? Apparently we owe you for the shards of this sigil stone. I didn't think I would ever say this, but thank you.
Yes.
Irrelevant. This madman, Koarek. He has completely reshuffled the cards. Now we not only have to deal with the High Ones, but also with him and his fanatics. However, there's also good news. You have probably seen it already. Physically, yes. And we also know how it works now, and how it can put an end to the cycle. It is easier than we thought. The beacon was constructed for one thing, to destroy the High Ones. Once reconstructed, infused with energy and activated, lit, as the Pyreans called it, it can banish the High Ones from this plane of existence. Immaterial, indeed. Essentially, they can be compared to the cold or to shadows. Omnipresent elements, yet we cannot touch them. Energy, if you will. However, there is a counterpart to each energy. Cold and fire, shadow and light, the High Ones and the beacon. Yes. Imagine a torch driving away the darkness in the moment it is ignited. This is what the beacon can do, except that the banishing will be permanent. Yes, as I said, it needs to be infused with energy before it can be lit. I take it you have noticed the 3 sockets on its base. They are what it draws its power from. Once they are filled, the beacon can be ignited and the High Ones will be undone, once and for all. At least, if the old writings are true. The only thing left for us to find out is what these energy sources are. But we are close. Give the Arcanists some more time and I will let you know if there's any news. In the meantime, get equipped accordingly. Some of the Nerimes have landed already, and outbreaks of the Red Madness become more and more frequent as we speak. No, there are not enough, and we must keep the few there are in our possession, in case anything unexpected should happen. The only thing we can do to stop the madness is to destroy the High Ones as soon as possible. Well, it's only fair to tell you. You've always been honest to me. Have you ever heard of the Night of the Thousand Fires? Between 8,192 and 8,202, there was an underground movement in Kira called the... They were brought into being by a group of intellectuals and philosophers who, under all the freedom of thought Saldrine granted them, started questioning the reign of the Golden Queen, and thus the Lightborn themselves. Saldrine saw himself as the god of knowledge, and accordingly, in Kira, no opinion is forbidden, which is why it is home to countless magic schools and universities, where people do nothing but discuss. An appealing thought if you hear it for the first time. But a cunning people isn't easy to rein. There have been more revolts and riots in Kira than bones in a graveyard, and the Red Half Moon was the worst of them. Correct, just as my son did. But Terror, dust crystals planted in the marketplaces and assassinations, you name it. If they killed innocents, they blamed the Golden Queen, and if they killed her soldiers, they celebrated themselves as liberators. However, they never succeeded in putting her down, and neither did she in destroying them, which is why the court turned to the Lightborn for help. A division of the Holy Order led by me, a young keeper of barely 30 winters. None to be taken seriously. You know, not everywhere is the Order as present as here on Enderal, or as it once. I saw the Kiranian keepers who served the Golden Queen. A bunch of decadent gluttons who had dedicated themselves to the court's banquets rather than to the will of the gods. They were pathetic. A moon after our arrival, we received an anonymous tip on where one of the half-moon's bases was supposed to be located, in a small coastal village. As we entered it, we were greeted by the township's elders, and the villagers themselves had gathered behind them. You should have seen. I should have seen by then that something was wrong. Yes, but if there was one thing the Red Half Moon was good at, it was sowing lies. According to them, we were nothing but butchers who executed everyone unable to recite the revelation word for word. That's what they wanted us to think, and they did a good job at that. A veiled person here, an archer on the rooftops there. I got nervous, because villagers are not, they bested us in numbers, and they had cattle. Then a man seemed to charge at us, and I gave the order to draw weapons. It was just the spark they needed. No, not a fight. A massacre. The villagers had pitchforks and shepherd staffs, and we had shadow steel swords. I realized that I had made a mistake a split second after it started, but it was too late by then. My men, they slaughtered them all, like pigs. At the end of the day, 300 people were dead, and only 10 of them were keepers. Have you ever been in a big battle? Even if my men would have stopped, the villagers were blinded with rage and panic. No. From the moment I gave the order, it was too late. Well, what better proof of the Lightborn's cruelty is there than a division of keepers who, out of pure wickedness, slaughtered an entire village, women and children included. That distrust had turned into hatred, and nothing could have changed that, not even the Golden Queen's heralds. We set sail back to Enderal a week later. 2 years after that, the Red Half Moon destroyed itself due to infighting. Ironic, isn't it? Maybe. The Lightborn and the Grandmaster back at that time showed the compassion I wouldn't grant myself. But I learned one thing, and that is that I will never again let fears about my own life influence my decisions. What happened in Kira was the consequence of my own. That will never happen again.
Yeah.
The Prodigy, huh? Apparently we owe you for the shards of this sigil stone.
The fabled Prodigy. I hope you can live up to what they say about you. I really do.
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
Malthus blessings.
Huh? Can I help you?
Yes?
Now, a good pipe of peace, we. Jesus, why is that stuff so expensive?
Walk blessed.
Our unrivaled, fresh, and tasty bread.
In the bed, sorry.
Prophetess, are you in there? There are... Kirash, what? Why? What have you done? Watch your tongue, Shari. Be glad that the blood is already dry, or else you'd be nothing but a pile of bones by now. Forgive me. I just can't believe it. Anyone but Lishari? Yes, I know, Neha. But she was a good woman. We both know that we're not involved in this. So please tell me why you and Lishari wanted to meet up here? Were the two of you close? I wasn't aware Lishari liked women, too. So why? What? Then this bastard got wind of it. Oh, Kirash, Lishari, why the secrecy? Maybe the murderer has left a clue. We have to search. What's this? Let me see. Yes! This could be our clue. No, certainly not. But come to think about it, it doesn't really help us either. There are so many dust addicts in Ark, it would take years just to count them. Oh, by the name of the sun, I will inform the Order. Yes, you do that. But come back to the temple as soon as you're finished, all right? The Archmagister has found something out about those sources we need for the beacon, even though he paid a high price for it.
Oh, yes. Of course you'd say that.
One day, one day.
Our good pipe.
Maid!
You. Do you need something? I need some time for myself.
Oh shit. I have to remember that.
Rena Shalom, Prophetess. I greet you. Mm-hmm.
Oi, you there. Don't look at me like that. Looking for trouble, eh?
A foreigner, huh? What a surprise.
Noble citizens of Ark, let your lips
Malthus blessings.
My dame.
Some people just don't know their place in the world.
Yes? Well, this and that. Recently there was a hunter from up north who apparently found a crashed starship buried within the glacier, but who knows what truth there is to this. Maybe the guy drank too much or just wanted attention.
Always complain. If this is a real...
Yes?
Watch yourself.
The fabled prodigy. I hope you can live up to what they say about you. I really do.
My Dame de Luna, and I felt
What?
Yes.
What?
Huh? Prophetess.
Yes. Yes, that just might
if it isn't the prophetess, what's wrong? You look troubled.
There, this just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
I know. Shah Rim has already told me. I hardly knew her, but it's horrible. Different ideologies or not, she was a fine young mage, and her knowledge of the Pyreans was impressive. We need to find the ones who did this, and fast. But you probably already know that. Thank Malthus we just had a breakthrough with the beacon. At least as far as the sockets go, yes. In the old tablets you found in old Dothugrat, there's talk of black embers, which are supposed to be some kind of energy supply for the machine. This is what we've been asking ourselves over the past few weeks, and then it fell like pelt from our eyes. The Pyreans were talking about the Black Pearls. Old jewels, sometimes known as Blackstones.
Wherever you look,
they appeared for the first time in the Golden Era, and every self-important noble literally fought to get one in his possession. Apparently they originated from Stormwind, the old city in the heart of Arctwind. They changed owners for decades, sometimes by violence, sometimes by gold. The whole thing only stopped when the owners took note of an undesirable side effect, if you like. Everything has a catch, and sometimes this catch is even upside down. But the stones weren't somehow enchanted, if that's what you're thinking. At least not by any known magical means. Nevertheless, all of their owners eventually shared the same fate. Countess Catua from Nerim, for example, whose castle burnt down to its foundations. According to a survivor of this tragedy, she was to blame for that. He claimed that he saw her the night it happened, laughing hysterically and dancing in the dining room and summoning waves of fire all around her. She was not previously known to have any magical talent in her. Correct. Plus, all of them eventually showed similar symptoms of delusion, like those possessed by the Red Madness do. A peculiar coincidence, if you ask me. Not quite.
Those who owned a pearl tried to get rid of it, or lock it up somewhere safe, and eventually they fell into oblivion. Tell her your theory, Archmagister.
Yes, of course. We believe that the stones carry energy, pure, uncontrolled magic, and that the High Ones use them for their own purposes. Correct. The pearl's magic make their owners powerful, but the High Ones befoul them, so to speak. Like a poisoned potion. I know it sounds odd, but the parallels are too striking to ignore. The red shimmer in the victim's eyes, the slow descent into madness, and ultimately this irrational, destructive act of violence. That's what we thought too, but it seems we were wrong. Maybe the High Ones never leave our planes at all, even after the cleansing. Maybe they are even part of this world, just like the tides or the elements. And the death of the gods is only what really sets them rolling, so to speak.
Wherever you look, where is this supposed to lead?
That's a question I've been asking myself since we first... Maybe they like for us to suffer. Or maybe they see us as we see ants, whose lives simply mean nothing. Or maybe the very concept of intentions is meaningless to them.
There you are. Walk blessed. Do you have a moment?
That's what we think, yes.
Greetings.
Nothing else in this world possesses that much raw power.
Magister ordered me to find out more about
Which is why you will find them for
the
us.
one that took place shortly before the cleansing. That's your area of expertise, isn't it?
Well, I
No,
did study the
because we know
chronicles, so
what
I
we are
suppose
dealing
so,
with.
yes.
Unlike those who fell victim. Imagine them as a powerful, magical sword. A fool won't know how to wield it and will eventually cut himself with it. A seasoned warrior, however, can use its power for his... Which doesn't mean, however, that we will be careless with... What we need is their energy. And once we have transferred that to the beacon, their shells will be useless to the High Ones.
Because he was a pragmatist. Whatever was necessary to gain him influence and power, he did it. You know the kind of person.
Correct.
Huh. That doesn't go along well with the fact that he started this war against the Ishian.
Why?
That's right. But we don't need all of them. The beacon has 3 sockets, and that is how many of the stones we will acquire. Archmagister.
Like something an idealist.
I studied the history of the pearls as a young arcanist, and I think that my notes might give you some hints as to where you should start looking. Give me until tomorrow. By then I will have prepared the relevant excerpts.
Nothing, but I'm not certain I understand why this is so important to you.
Just come to me whenever you have questions.
And hurry. I take it you have already noticed this, but Nerimi's troops are roaming our land and building outposts, and the Red Madness is also getting worse as we speak. Now go, Prophet. The sooner we find these stones, the better.
The prodigy, huh? Apparently we owe you for the shards of this sigil stone. I didn't think I would ever say this.
Hello.
But thank you.
This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Pathlessness, wherever you look. Where is this supposed to lead?
Yes.
Malphas's blessings.
Well, that's just how he is. Always talking much.
Yes, it makes sense.
Transcribe verse 80 100 times.
Let's hope
Sky
he knows
can rain
what he's
fire.
doing.
Magisters never cheat.
Huh?
The fabled prodigy.
Yes? Hello? Ah, yes. Here. There they are. I've marked the most relevant parts so you don't have to read the entire book. Just see if they tell you anything that could give you a clue as to where you should start searching. I will be waiting at the beacon.
This just doesn't make any blazes. I just can't bloody believe it.
Is it now? Remind me not to burst into tears.
Brother, walk blessed. How are things?
Ah, greetings. Okay, I suppose. This machine really is a science in itself.
Yes? Have you found any of the stones yet?
Let alone the metal, it seems to be some kind of...
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Did you find it?
Yes, here.
A machine. You know dead. It's over.
You just wait and see. Fucking sissy.
Please, just leave me be.
Please, help.
What? Who are you? Oh, really? And what could someone working for the Order bring down to a place like this and risk spoiling his fine garments? Take a look around and you'll see. What do you want? Just spit it out. A black? No idea what you're talking about. Now, is there something else? If not, leave. Time is sparse these days.
Thank the sun. There you are. I've been looking for you. I followed you. It's about your mission. I know that the Grandmaster ordered you to find the Black Stones, and I believe I know where to find the one you were looking for down here. Far away from here, and I can show you where. The only thing I ask of you is that no one must know about my part in this. Promise me that, and I'll tell you what I know. Thanks. Believe me, I don't like this any more than you do.
Hmm?
Yes? Saira? I remember...
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Boring.
Alright, this is better. Have you ever heard the name Dalgalar? Healer of the poor. Yes, that's what some people called him. It doesn't do him justice, though. Dalgalar helped everyone regardless of his wealth. The only difference was that he had the rich people pay for their treatment. Do you also remember why he left Ark? Yes. For him, the end justified the means. For example, it is said that he once healed a crippled soldier by replacing his lost leg. The League considered such practices pathless, but Dalgalar refused to give in, and that is how they came to blows. Finally, Dalgalar left Ark and moved into a remote old castle in the Frostcliff Mountains. True, but people fear what they don't know. It has always been like that. I guess you know the rest of the story. He became more and more reclusive until one day he locked the gates and was never heard from again. The apothecaries say that it was his eccentricity which was to blame, but I think there is more to it than that. I know it did. I recently read the notes of one of the few apprentices he permitted to come with him. And this is where it gets interesting. Dalgalar researched something he only referred to as the Angel. No one but him was allowed to take part in its creation, and he hired dozens of mercenaries to get him the resources he needed for his experiments. Books, relics, rare herbs, things like that. And one of those relics was a small dark stone, shining like the skin of an eel. Yes. What do you think, Saira? That does sound like a lead, doesn't it? I was waiting for that question. Alright then, I might as well come clean. I am interested in all this because there is a rumor as to what the Angel was supposed to be. A talisman. One that allows its bearer to heal any disease in the world, even flesh maggots, the yellow fever, or the Black Death. All of them. And I want to find this Angel, Saira. Isn't it obvious? Because I want to be healed. Yes, if there's even just a sliver of a chance that this device, whatever it is, can help me, I have to take it. And that is also why the Order must not know about any of this. They would confiscate the artifact before I could use it for myself. And what am I supposed to tell them if they ask me why I need it? I can't allow anyone to learn the truth about me, not until I've dealt with it. Now enough about my motivations, Saira. Let us plan how we are going to proceed. Yes, I found us a map that should point the way from the Frostcliff Tavern. Go prepare yourself. I will meet you there. And thank you for helping me. I know I might not show it that much, but I appreciate your, friendship. I really do.
A Sunchilder. I bet you came to watch those fools cut their guts open in a dust pit. That's the only reason you swamped everything down here.
Yes?
So much to do, so little time.